Pakistan just pitched America a $1 billion port project that could notably shift how America has access to minerals from Asia. Buckle down, this is an interesting one. Not that my other ones aren't interesting. Anyway, I'm already digressing. With China being a clear front runner in the region in terms of mineral extraction, processing, and utilization export, what we're discussing today could really shake up the geopolitical dynamics of Asia, especially for the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, situated in the middle of this topic specifically that we're talking about. Here's what's really going on. Pakistani military advisors floated a proposal, suggested something, to build a massive commercial port in Pasni. Pasni is a small coastal town in Pakistan in the Balochistan province. The cost, the price tag, estimated at least $1.2 billion, not even, rupees. The pitch is simple. Let Americans help build this port in Pakistan, i.e., with US investments, and the port will then be used to export Pakistani critical minerals like copper and antimony to America. They'll get favorable trade rights, maybe even exclusive access to use the port and its connected infrastructure. The coastal port would be connected. This is where a smart, cool animation would be useful. I'm working with animators, okay? Give me some time, guys. I'm working on it. Maybe I'll have some animations eventually, but for now, you'll have to deal with these, my fingers. The coastal port would be connected by brand new railways to the resource-rich interiors in northern Pakistan. But here's where it gets interesting. Pasni sits just 70 miles from Gwadar, the port that China invested money into building. Gwadar port is part of China's Great Belt and Road Initiative, or One Belt, One Road. It's hard to translate the Mandarin, but you get the point. Pasni is also 100 miles from the Iran-Pakistani border. This all screams strategic positioning, right? Pakistan saying to America, like, yo, look, here's a commercial port. And whoa, what you know? Iran's just there. And what you know? Gwadar is just there. Pretty good positioning, no? Now, before you jump to conclusions, 2 points. Number one, this isn't a done deal. This is a proposal from Pakistan. Number two, it's not a military base, right? At least not as far as the public knows. Ooh. Pakistani officials are calling these talks exploratory, first of all, to deal with point number one. It's not a done deal. And point number two, they've made it crystal clear, the Pakistanis, there won't be any US military bases here. Now, Pakistan has worked with the US in a covert capacity, working with the CIA and all that in the past. So it's not absolutely guaranteed here. One can be, analytically speaking, quite skeptical that will it just remain commercial? Well, time will show. We'll see. We'll see. It's not like Azerbaijan and Armenia, by the way, I should point out, or Azerbaijan and Albania, however Trump spins it. So if you know, you know. That's a Trump joke / insult. Anyway, unlike that situation, if you are aware of the Azerbaijan-Armenia rapprochement and the Trump corridor that was proposed and agreed, the Pasni port is not a corridor, it's not a patch of land leased for sole US control and construction and operation. We're talking about US investment into Pakistan, and the Pakistani state would maintain control. But if things do happen here with Pasni, it tells us two critical things. First, China might be facing some competition as Washington, i.e., the American administration, tries to peel away some of Beijing's closest partners or stick their pinky toe into various parts of Asia where America doesn't really have influence yet. Let's be honest, though, it's not likely that this is going to be a solid counterbalance to China's huge economic influence in these countries. In Pakistan, for example, Trump's obviously too busy slapping tariffs on America's own allies like South Korea, Japan, the Philippines, in Asia, to pull anything off in Pakistan, smoothly. And China has economically established itself and works very closely with Pakistan diplomatically, economically, militarily, right? Pakistan is basically, as the assessment would be, it's basically a BRICS nation without being in BRICS, because there's a thing with India. That's another topic. But they are very closely aligned with China, and a cute little port is not going to be an offer to the US that's going to completely change that. But it would be a significant change. Um, China would be very hard to displace in terms of its influence in Pakistan quite so soon. But this could be a door offered to the US, like, oh, do you want to, future opportunity? So China may face competition. That's number one. Number two, and this is crucial, and this is where we'll end it. Pakistan knows exactly what it's doing. This is Pakistan playing 3D chess. The administration in Islamabad knows the great power rivalry between the Chinese and the Americans is heating up. So why not play both superpowers, or both great powers as I call them? Why not play them against each other? If Pakistan can attract investment from Washington and Beijing at the same time, simultaneously, and actually use that money to develop, that's a brilliant strategic maneuver by the Pakistani state. One part for you, one part for you. Advancement for my people. Pakistan Zindabad. Am I right? Am I right? Sorry, the accent fell off a cliff there. That's really messed up. Anyway, the bottom line is this. As long as Pasni stays civilian and commercial, not military and a land lease to a foreign power, this deal for Pasni, even if it goes through, shouldn't panic any regional players. It's just Pakistan trying to survive and maybe even thrive in a world where great powers have come back. Great power politics is a thing again. And it's a world where great powers are once again trying to expand each of their spheres of influence and limit the spheres of influence of their rivals. And it's butting up. The spheres are, pushing up against each other. And there's a push and there's a pull. And Pakistan thought, let me just see if I can make, in this shifting world, you need to be flexible at a state level. You need to be flexible to try and optimize, to try and get the most out of whatever the heck is going on in this weird and wonderful and chaotic world of ours. If a cow is being pulled by the head and by the tail, why not get a stool, put it down in the middle, sit down, and start milking, eh? For the unbiased news and analysis and questionable animations with my hands, apparently, without the Western spin, of course, I'm Mahfuz, or NewsBaba, and I'll see you on the next one.